What's up guys, welcome back to another video. As I said in my last video, today I'm going to be doing a what I eat in a week for you guys because I have been eating a little bit differently. Obviously still high carb, low fat, but I've been eating a lot more raw food lately. And I was going to explain why in this video, but I think I'm going to actually make another video about it because there's actually a lot of reasons why I've been eating like this. But mostly it's just because I felt really like intuitively guided to just eat more fruit and eat more fresh food. So that's what I've been doing, and I've been feeling really good doing it, so I have just kept doing it and I feel amazing, other than once again I still have allergies. But just keep that in mind when you're watching the video. My nose is just kind of congested from having seasonal allergies, which I'm hoping is something I can clear up with, you know, health and nutrition, but we'll see. Before I jump into the video though, I just want to say that we are having 50% off all of our books until Monday. A lot of you have requested that we do a sale, and we listened. I know a lot of people are at home on quarantine, or you know, you can't work right now because your work is shut down, and a lot of these meals and all of our books are very cheap and easy to make, you know, just like rice and beans, potatoes, if you can find any of those things right now. But obviously there's like hundreds and hundreds of recipes in our books, so all of our books are 50% off. We only usually do this during Black Friday, but because, you know, of all this like chaos going on, I wanted to give you guys a big discount if you haven't had our books yet and you need some really good recipes for being at home, just so that you can take care of yourself and take care of your family and have one less thing to worry about. So check that out below. I will leave the link down in the description box to our website to get 50% off all of our books. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know if you like these kinds of videos because I really like making them. I feel like they're easy, and I feel like it gives you a much better idea of how somebody eats if they show you how they eat for a week versus, you know, just eating for one day. Just keep in mind, a lot of these meals are super simple, but that's what I've been loving about eating raw. So I basically just eat like juice, smoothies, fruit, salads. I had some potatoes, stuff like that. It's just very, very simple, but I've never felt so good. I feel like the simpler we eat, the easier it is for our body to process and digest, and it just makes you feel really, really good. So enjoy the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's get into it. For lunch this day, I had 2 bananas, some frozen berries, 2 dates, and then this is the Go Raw apple cinnamon granola and some shredded coconut. And then I added a little bit of Daily Green Boost into this and just blended it with a little bit of water in the bottom to kind of make a smoothie bowl. Just added all the good stuff on top, and you want to be really careful with the Daily Green Boost because if you add too much of it, it will make anything taste horrific. So I usually just add like a teaspoon of it. And then I steamed a bunch of potatoes. These were the last potatoes that we had, so I figured I would just throw them in my Instant Pot. I like to steam them for 11 minutes, and then I just let them sit in the fridge until I'm ready to use them, cut them up and put them in like dishes, or I will make fries out of them. It's the best way to make fries. Then Tuesday morning, I woke up and I was super hungry, so I cut up one of these Atulfo mangoes. I'm probably butchering that. And then it was so good that I had another mango, but it was a different kind. It was like one of the big green mangoes that turn red. So I had one of those. And then I had the same exact smoothie that I had yesterday, except for instead of making it into a smoothie bowl, I just added a little bit more water into it and I made it into a smoothie. A little bit later, I got kind of snacky, so I had some of my cheesy kale crackers from my last video, if you guys didn't see that. And then I also snacked on just a few Medjool dates. I can't remember how many, but whenever I get hungry during the day, I just snack on these. For dinner, I made my favorite salad, which you guys have seen me make before, but it's basically just spring greens. And then for the dressing, I use balsamic vinegar, a little bit of agave. I put some chopped celery in there, usually half of a chopped apple, some red onion, and then I get this vegan cashew feta cheese, and there's a blue cheese that I get too, but I was out of the blue cheese, and it's just raw vegan. It's just like blended cashews basically, and I just put some extra balsamic on top, and this is like so good. It's basically like a Waldorf salad. I had a bunch of pineapples that I needed to use up, so I just decided to juice them, and with the coronavirus and everything, I didn't have a bunch of other greens or anything, so I basically just juiced these pineapples by themselves and drank them. Which if you've ever had fresh pressed pineapple juice, it's so good. So I had 16 ounces of that for breakfast. And then I used half of the 32 ounce jar for lunch. So for lunch, I made this smoothie with frozen mango and frozen berries. My friend and I were going hiking this day. We actually ended up doing a 5-mile hike, and it was super windy, and it was a really pretty tough hike. Like, it's a pretty high elevation gain. So I had 10 dates while we did that, and that kept me fueled up. And then for dinner, I made a salad with a bunch of greens from my garden. I added a chopped cucumber into there and some tomatoes from my garden. This was like one of the best salads I've ever had because I ended up adding a little bit more onion, so like some diced red onion. But the secret ingredient here that I've never tried before, but somebody was like, add fresh herbs to your salad, is I picked some fresh basil and fresh dill from my garden and chopped it up really finely, and it made all the difference. Like, it was so good. And then I added my favorite tahini salad dressing. So basically it's just like 2 tablespoons of tahini, the juice of half a lemon. I use probably a teaspoon of garlic powder and 1 or 2 tablespoons coconut aminos, and then I just add in a little bit of extra water to make it the consistency that I want. This salad was so bomb, and like my basil is basically out at my garden, so it's kind of sad, but I actually just bought some basil from the store because my basil is just not growing very well right now. And then I was still pretty hungry from that big hike that we did, so I had 2 russet potatoes that I had pre-steamed the other day, as you saw, and I just chopped those up, put some seasonings on them, and then put them in the air fryer for 20 minutes. They were super good. So I just had about 32 ounces of grapefruit juice in the morning again. I really like having grapefruit juice because it feels super clean to me, and I feel like it just like cleans me out. And then I made the same smoothie as yesterday with half the pineapple juice. I ran out of frozen mango, so I used frozen banana and some berries, and then I again topped it with passion fruit. If you guys can get passion fruit in your area, get a few of them and just put them in your smoothies after you've blended it, because they're kind of like little boba. Like, they remind me of boba, but they're really tangy. I get mine from miamifruit.com. And so, yeah, for a snack, I had one of those big mangoes, and then I had a few more Medjool dates. I get these dates in bulk from 7hotdates.com. And they're so good. I bought 44 pounds of them this year, which I'm really glad that I did this year because of this whole fiasco. And then I also just had a little bit of raw unsalted pistachios for a snack. I just felt like having a snack, and I really didn't want to have like dates or fruit or anything. And then I made this bomb salad with I basically just blended up a little bit of carrots with onion and chili powder and stuff like that, and some fresh pico, cashew sour cream, avocado, and it was really good. It was like a taco salad. Again, this morning I had 32 ounces of grapefruit juice. If you guys have never tried it, I accidentally bought 4 bags of grapefruit instead of 4 bags of oranges, and I was so upset when I did it, but then I fell in love with grapefruit juice. And then I started making these little mint truffles that are really good. They're basically I use 20 dates, a 1/4 cup of cacao nibs, and a 1/4 cup cacao powder, and like a teaspoon of peppermint. And they make these nice little crunchy like truffles. You put them in the freezer, they're so good. So I ate a few of those just while I was making them. And then I had vanilla banana ice cream. This was ridiculously good. So I blended together 4 bananas, a teaspoon of vanilla powder, and a little bit of water, and made that into an ice cream. And then I had these defrosted cherries and berries. So I put my banana and ice cream in the bowl and topped it with the frozen or defrosted berries and cherries, which kind of gave it like a strawberry-ish flavor. And then I made this chocolate sauce out of a little bit of homemade almond milk, a tablespoon of cacao powder, and a tablespoon of agave, and I added a little bit of dried coconut on there. And because of like the berries and the chocolate and the vanilla, it tasted like a Neapolitan ice cream bowl. It was so good. And the chocolate sauce was so easy to make, and it was so delicious. And then for dinner today, I wanted to make raw pad thai. So I put a 1/4 cup of raw almond butter into my blender with about, I think, 2 tablespoons of miso. And then I also added in the juice of 1 lime, some ginger, probably about a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I added in some coconut aminos. I also added in a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of agave. So I think 2 tablespoons of agave, and I just blended that all together and set that aside. I also have kombucha basically every day while I'm making dinner, but I always forget to show it, so yeah, homemade kombucha every day. And if you guys have never had kelp noodles, the best way to do it is you basically take the juice of 2 lemons, you put it into a bowl with the kelp noodles, cover it with water, and then add a teaspoon of baking soda. It will start to foam, and it will soften the noodles in about 1 to 2 minutes. And then you just want to drain them super, super well. I put them in a big bowl with a towel, and I cover them, and I just let that sit until I'm ready to eat it. And it just gets out all the excess water so that the kelp noodles can really soak up the sauce, whatever sauce you put on it. And yeah, so then I just added into this some chopped up greens. I also shredded a carrot and a cucumber into this for like nice crunch. Plus I just love cucumbers. I put them in absolutely everything. I had some fresh cilantro, kaffir lime leaves from my garden, and I also chopped up some green onions from my garden. So I just finally chopped all that up and added that into there as well. I put half the sauce on this, and I saved the rest of it for the next day. And then I just mixed all that together, and I added a little bit of extra lime juice on top and some red chili flakes.